was the Dinan Wing on level 1, where there are large-scale French paintings on display. There are some famous paintings in this gallery that are well known throughout the world. I was excited to see these paintings and be in awe of their impressive scale. I was able to see Liberty Leading the People by Eugene Delacroix, The Raft of the Medusa by Theodore Dericolt, and The Coronation of Napoleon by Jacques-Louis David. Not only are the artworks inside this building priceless and beautiful, but the architecture is just as extraordinary. If I lived in Paris, I would definitely visit it once a month to take my time and take it all in. There is so much to see and experience, and while you can see all of it in one day, the sheer magnitude of things to appreciate and ponder is overwhelming. After sneaking a peek at Wing Victory of Samothrace, we moved on to the Italian paintings in the Dinan Wing. Here they have some paintings by Da Vinci which aren't as well known as the Mona Lisa, but are just as captivating, like Virgin of the Rocks and La Belle Ferronnière. This is the wing where you can find the Mona Lisa, and it seems as though I wasn't the only one who found her. I decided to join the throng of people and get a closer look, while my hubby admired the paintings around the room. It didn't take long for me to get to the front, and I was able to contemplate her enigmatic smile. I also found my favourite work by Giuseppe Acrimboldo, The Four Seasons, of which summer is an original at the Louvre. We took a brief break from the crowds downstairs and then went to look at the crown jewels in the Gallery d'Apollon. The gallery is a spectacle in itself, depicting the movement of the sun through time and space as well as Apollo in various scenes, and was the model for the Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles. As we made our way around the Louvre, we found ourselves travelling further and further back in time, until we found ourselves amidst ancient Greek and Egyptian artefacts and art. The Charles X Gallery was opened in 1827. The rooms were originally the Queen's apartments. The ceilings were repainted to fit the theme of the gallery and depict scenes from ancient civilizations such as Rome, Egypt, and Greece. The artifacts were absolutely stunning and looked as though they were made yesterday rather than thousands of years ago. We then came to the Hall of Ancient Greek Statues. Hundreds of forms perfectly posed, frozen in place for all eternity. It was clear to see how the discovery of these masterpieces inspired artists in the Renaissance. They had perfected the art of sculpture and immortalized life in marble. This is particularly true of the Venus de Milo, or should I say Aphrodite, sculpted during the Hellenistic period over 2,000 years ago. We don't know who she is, as her arms are missing, though when she was discovered, a hand with an apple in it was discovered nearby, suggesting that she may be Aphrodite. She stands and watches over other Greek gods and goddesses, and at the other end of the hall stands this intimidating statue of Athena. Under one of the glass pyramids lies a courtyard of French sculptures, imitating the style and artistry of the ancient Greeks. Underneath the Louvre lies a secret, the medieval foundations of the castle that was once built upon the site. There are other amazing medieval artifacts and artworks to see, as well as plenty of artifacts from the Renaissance period. These include tapestries, furnishings, holy robes, and weapons. In the Richelieu wing, you can find the Regal Napoleon III apartments. These rooms are the definition of decadence and splendour. They remain mostly the same as they were 150 years ago. My favourite room was the large drawing room, which could be transformed into a ballroom or into a theatre with a platform for musicians above the door. The dining room is also spectacular. I've definitely taken away some decorating tips for when I buy a grand mansion or own a French chateau in the countryside. On this regal note, we ended our visit to the Louvre. It was still raining in the evening, but I had yet to visit the Eiffel Tower even though we had been in Paris for 3 days, and a little rain wasn't going to stop me and my husband from visiting this iconic landmark. If you thought Paris was beautiful during the day, it's even more beautiful at night. The rain added an extra bit of magic as the lights reflected off the puddles. We boarded the metro and made our way towards the tower. I was very impressed with the metro in Paris. Everything was very well connected and you could get anywhere you liked without having to wait.
Found it.
We had each visited the Eiffel Tower during the day on separate visits to France and admired the view from the top, but at night it would be a whole different experience. I love seeing city lights at night, and since we were in the fabled City of Lights, it made perfect sense to me to make the ascent to the top of the tower and view Paris at night.
Incroyable.
Even though she doesn't look tall from a distance, when you're right up close to the Iron Lady, her scale is impressive. We opted to take 2 elevators to the top of the tower, rather than taking the stairs as it was getting late and storm clouds were rolling in. We weren't so lucky on the way down. The elevators broke and we had to take the slippery steps half the way. Lucky it wasn't raining at the time. We made it to the first platform and stopped to take some photos. The lights shone all over the city, and my husband and I had fun pointing out monuments we had visited and ones we still hadn't seen. It was sprinkling at this point, but we didn't mind one bit. Then something amazing happened. Every evening on the hour, the tower literally sparkles. I first saw this in 2003 when my family visited Paris, and I've wanted to come back and see it ever since. This time we were actually on the tower when it happened. The rain was starting to pick up, so we decided to take the lift up to the second platform and take a look at the city from inside. There was a high wind 300 meters up in the air, and the rain was practically horizontal at this point.
It's wet.
My husband and I decided to brave it out in the open air. It was extreme to say the least, and we didn't last very long. It was certainly a very unique experience, and though we both got completely drenched, it was a great way to end our day. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to click the like button and comment down below what your favourite part was. If you want to see more of our adventures through Europe, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. A bientôt!